project of this size and scope. It is just a nightmare. It's really hard. And our folks did a good job on that. And I think it's part of the job. Sure, but if you look around the communities around us, not everybody is able to accomplish that. So let's give a thanks to them. And last but not least, I like to give a shout out to the two main engineers who really did the groundwork on this thing, Roger Mensing and Mike Brandt from Curry and Associates Engineers. This is not an easy thing to design. In fact, a streetscape is one of the hardest things. You talk to any civil engineer about it, and I spent 30 years in the business. It is hard, and the reason it's hard is all these buildings were built a long time before we had ADA requirements. They were all built before we used modern technology for water and sewer transfer. We had private sewers, private water lines. We didn't have hookups on anything. Road rules were different. Everything that's in place was built way before we had to comply with regulation we have to comply with today. We have to retrofit everything without being able to change hardly anything. And that's hard. But our guys did it. And I think we owe a lot of appreciation to the hard work that they did and being able to shepherd this project too. And the most important part, which I think everybody here would really want to clap about, we did it on budget. So with that, that's all I want to say. I'll say something at the very end. I would like to have you give Andy a warm round of applause because Andy was the guy. I talk about money. Andy was the guy, he was our state senator then, who got us our initial financing to start this project. And until then, anybody that was a grant reviewer or someone that was trying to decide whether they would make an investment in the small town of Gillespie, Illinois from a bigger entity, they probably wondered, can these guys pull this off? Can they really do it? And because Andy was able to get us that first blast of money, which by the way was $1 million, the reviewers looked at this and they said, you know, they might just be able to pull this off. They've got enough money that, you know, with a little bit more, that they can do it. And one thing led to another and led to another. So thank you, Andy. If you would say a few words.
All right, good morning. Good to see everybody. I'm a little rusty. I don't give too many speeches anymore. But let me start by complimenting everyone in the community, from the city council to Grow Gillespie, to the business owners, the designers, everyone who put their thoughts, their talents, their experience on the table to get this done. This is remarkable. This is remarkable for Gillespie. I kept tabs on it because I get coffee at Gotcha Latte every so often when I'm driving to Springfield. But I can't tell you how impressed I am with what I see here in Gillespie. So if you rewind the clock back to, I think it was 2017, I think, there was a bill coming together in Springfield that was intended to fund infrastructure. And the thing that I wanted to bring to the table was my belief that small towns deserve good things. I mean, small towns deserve good things. And this was a big deal to me. And to see it now fully exercised and built, to me, it's very satisfying to show that work does make a difference, that when people work together, you can accomplish some pretty big things. When you put partisan differences aside and you focus on what you want to get done, you can accomplish some really transformative things for smaller communities. And this example in Gillespie is just a bright, shining star. You wouldn't believe how many other mayors, I mean, I still get calls all the time. And mayors say to me, in the last month, I've probably had 6 or 7 mayors call me and say, how did they do that in Gillespie? So you're serving as an example and an aspiration for so many other communities, and you should be very, very, very proud of that. I'll just end by one more time saying that I've been around for a while, long enough to love this community very much. I may not love it as much as you because I don't live here, but I live down the road. I still live there, by the way. But I love this community. I have loved it since I worked for Vince DiMuzio when I was a senior in high school, because he loved it as well. And I was proud to be able just to help out in a very small way to make this community a better place. And I will always do that, because Gillespie is a great place to live, and it's a great place to call home. So congratulations, John, City Council, Mayor, Dan, Grow Gillespie. I remember one of the first meetings, Renee, when at the City Hall, and laying out a vision is so important, and sticking to it is so important. Again, congratulations on a job well done. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks very much. I want to add one last thing. It wouldn't be me if I didn't. When we were trying to figure out when this thing started, when this program came about, on a radio interview that some of you might have heard this morning, I said 2017, 2018, which is technically correct, but not really. Where you are standing right now, on this lot, this vacant lot, really the story of how this lot came about is how this whole project began. It was about 30 years ago, and Auntie's old boss and mentor, Vince DiMuzio, Mike Mathis, who had a vision of redevelopment of Gillespie. He was mayor at that time. I was working for the then city engineer. And it was Mike's idea that we should develop a shopping plaza on this spot. We'd vacate Pine Street there. We'd do some other things. We'd build a brand new complex here. And Vince got us some money to $330,000, which 30 years ago, you can think about it, is a lot of money, okay? To tear down these buildings and raise them. And the first leg of that was the building of a new retail bank here and a mortgage processing center down there, both of which still stand. The grocery store thing didn't work out, but that led us over time to begin to move forward on, you know, if we're not going to do that, what are the next things that we can do to make up and be able to continue downtown redevelopment, take that vision and move it forward. And as time went by, this is the result of it. So really, when Andy talks about Vince, I think Vince and Mike are the true godfathers of this project today. And the fact that Andy stepped up for us at the time when we needed it is continuing that legacy that I think we should admire in everybody that holds public office. And that is to recognize that, you know, good things can happen everywhere if we work together. So I want to thank everybody for coming. We're going to cut the ribbon now, chiffon ribbon, and we'll move on from there. So if you would, Andy, come on. Don, you're going to actually cut it, you two guys. You guys will see it on the other side. Go around. Cut it together.
Yeah, I've been initiated into the fellow.
Okay, go.
Don't catch your finger. One, two, three.
Yay! We got about 2 donuts left. First come, first serve. We got some water. That ends our program. Tonight we're going to have what we hope is